Rain lashed against the windows and the wind outside the building moaned like a hungry animal. Inside, the only sounds were the soft hum of the refrigerator and the insistent ticking of the grandfather clock in the hall. I sat alone in my apartment, the only light coming from the television, its blue light painting the walls in sickly hues. It was just after midnight, and the city was a dark, empty place. I live in a small village on the edge of town. The local paper mill shut down years ago and most of the people left. Now there are maybe 10 families living here, maybe 20 souls total. It's quiet, which is why I moved here. I work from home as a freelance writer and need solitude to concentrate. But tonight the silence was different, heavier. I could feel it pressing in on me, suffocating me. I got up to stretch to break the tension, and that's when I heard it. At first, it was just a whisper, a scraping sound like fingernails on a chalkboard. Then it grew louder, more insistent. I strained to listen. It sounded like someone dragging themselves closer step by step. I told myself it was just the wind, but the sound kept getting louder, more distinct. Footsteps. Someone was walking in the apartment above mine. I rushed to the window and looked out. All the windows in that apartment were dark. No one was home. I live alone. I always have. I went back to my desk, forcing myself to breathe calmly, to think rationally. The apartment above me had been empty for months. The old woman who lived there died, and her children. God, I can't remember if they were sons or daughters, sold the house and moved away. I knew it was just the wind, but still I couldn't help myself from glancing up every few minutes. The footsteps grew louder, more insistent. I could hear the dragging of a chair, the thud of something heavy being dropped. Then silence again. Maybe I had imagined it all. Maybe it really was just the wind. I tried to go back to my writing, but sleep had abandoned me long ago. And now, fear had taken its place. Every creak of the old house, every sigh of the wind sent a jolt of terror through me. What if there was someone up there? What if a burglar, or worse, a stalker had found their way into the apartment? But the first hint of dawn was beginning to filter through the cracks in the curtains. I told myself that whatever had happened, it had happened. There was nothing I could do but wait for morning. I lay down on my couch and tried to sleep, but every hour seemed like a lifetime. Finally, the sun rose, and with it, the sounds in the apartment above me ceased. When I got up, my hands were shaking. I went to the window and looked out at the roof. Nothing. No sign of any intruder. I went to the kitchen to make some coffee, and that's when I noticed it. A muddy footprint on the welcome mat outside my door. I rushed outside and looked around. Whoever had been in the apartment above me had left in a hurry. Their footprints were all over the ground. I could even see the drag marks of whatever they had brought with them. But how? How could this be? The apartment was empty. Or maybe it wasn't. What if whoever was up there wasn't human? What if it was something evil? Something that had come back to feed on me? I stood there paralyzed by fear as the wind picked up, whipping my hair across my face, carrying with it the faint scent of decay. I turned and ran inside, locking the door behind me. I don't know what was out there, but I knew I wasn't safe. I called the police, but they didn't believe me. They thought I was just some city slicker, some naive writer who had come to the village and gotten spooked by an old house. But I knew what I had seen. I felt it in my bones. I haven't slept since. I haven't left the apartment. I sit here trapped, waiting for whatever evil is stalking me to come back. For what? I don't know. Maybe to finish what it started.